Thank you, Charles Banning, for our Shabbat musical prelude. I'd like to welcome you all to our Shabbat evening services with congregation Beth-El in Indianapolis. We are Rabbis Sandy and Dennis Sasso, and we welcome you to our home, and we feel welcome and invited into your homes. I'm accompanied in the conduct of the service tonight by Rabbi Jenny Greenspan, Cantor Melissa Cohen, along with Charles musically. And then we are thankful for Shari Levine and Jackie Goldstein for keeping us connected both technologically and spiritually. Tonight we celebrate with the Simpson family the bar mitzvah of David Laron Simpson. David is the son of Jennifer and Michael Simpson, and we welcome them to our Shabbat evening service as our host family. They are accompanied in person and by Zoom by grandparents Lori Lorinsky and Dana Simpson, by aunts and uncles. People are gathering from Arizona, North Carolina, Indiana to celebrate with David as he becomes bar mitzvah this Shabbat. In addition to David's lending a special touch to our celebration tonight, this Shabbat has some special significance in the Jewish calendar. It is the week of Tu B'Shvat, the New Year of Trees. We'll have to say a word about that later. And it is also Shabbat Shira, Cantor Melissa's favorite Shabbat of song, the Shabbat of music. And tonight and tomorrow we'll be paying special attention to that theme. But for now, we welcome you all to our Shabbat evening service, and we'll begin calling your attention to the website so that you can access the Kol HaNeshama prayer book and song sheets and other virtual resources for tonight's service. You can go to bez613.org. And you can go there now if you would like to follow the song with which Cantor Melissa will open the service from the Psalms, Ozi Vezimrat Ya Adonai. God is my strength and my help.
These are words which we'll get to sing directly from our Torah portion tomorrow morning from Shirat Hayam, Ozi Vezimrat Ya. Ozi Vezimrat Ya. Vaili Lishua. 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 Ozi Vezimrat Ya. Vaili Lishua.
And those are the words that the Israelites sang on their journey to freedom several weeks before they arrived at Mount Sinai to affirm the Torah. And as David becomes bar mitzvah today, he becomes part of that line of Torah. And we invite him now to recite the candle blessing. We ask the Simpsons to unmute themselves, and you may follow in the prayer book or in the website, page 5 in the prayer book, as David sings the candle blessing, ushering Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu v'tadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, source of light, our God, sovereign of all worlds. who has made us holy with your mitzvot, and command us to candle the Shabbat light.
Amen. Thank you. Good, strong voice. We'd like to invite now Mom and Dad to offer a prayer as an introduction to the Kiddush. You may follow in the prayer book, page 116, the parents' Kavanah, and then David will sing the Kiddush on page 119.
The commandment to bless this wine is a commandment to drink life as deeply as we drink from this cup.
It is a commandment to bless life and to love deeply.
It is a commandment to remember with Shabbat heart, to act with Shabbat hands, and to see the world with Shabbat eyes.
It is a commandment to laugh until we are all laughter, to sing until we are all song, to dance until we are all dance, and to love until we are all love.
This is the wine that God has commanded us to bless and drink.
Amen. David, if you would raise a cup of wine and chant the Kiddush, sanctify Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pari hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushtanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzav banu, v'shabbat kodso, v'ahava uvratzon kinkilanu, zikaro lema'aseh bereshit, ki hu yom techila, lamikra kodes, zecher liziad Mitzrayim. Ki banu barcharta va'atanu kidashta b'kol ha'amim v'sabat kodshecha v'ahava uvratzon v'atanu Baruch atah Adonai v'kadesh ha'shabbat.
Amen. L'chaim. David, do you have a challah there that you can raise and recite the blessing?
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Amen. Take a few moments, get a piece of the challah. Can't say a blessing without enjoying the benefits of the blessing, right? Wonderful. Now, as we gather with family and friends, those who are close to us and those with whom we connect virtually but lovingly, we offer a family blessing for our loved ones and for our community. So if you are close to one another and would like to extend hands, stretch arms over one another, you can do so. We say for our sons, Yesimcha Elohim ke'Ephraim v'chi Menashe. May God bless you as God blessed Ephraim and Manasseh, the sons of Joseph. And to our daughters, we say Yesimech Elohim ke'Sara Rivka Rachel v'Leah. May God bless you as God blessed Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, our mothers. And for all our family and friends, Yevarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you. Yair Adonai panavelecha v'chuneka. May God be gracious to you and show you kindness. Yisa Adonai panav elecha ve'yasem lecha ve'lach shalom. May God look with favor upon you and grant us all a Shabbat of health, a Shabbat of joys, and a Shabbat of peace. Amen. You can extend a sign of Shabbat affection.
Amen. We turn to the Kabbalat Shabbat portion of our service, a moment of some songs, psalms of joy and celebration of Shabbat, and some songs, as we are in Shabbat Shira, the Shabbat of the song, as we crossed out of the desert. And so we will begin with Psalm 96, which says, "Sing to God a new song," which can be found on page 25 of our Siddur or the PDF.
Yalla la 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 yalla la 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 yalla la 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 yalla la la shiru ladonai shir chadash shiru ladonai kol haaretz shiru ladonai baruch shemo basru miyom leyom yeshuato sapru v'goyim כבודו בכל העמים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומולל מאוד, נורא הוא על כל אלוהים, יאילי יאללה לילה יאללה לילה יאללה לילה יאללה Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom.
We now turn to a poem to greet Shabbat, to say, come in, let us all go greet Shabbat, Lecha Dodi, on page 41. We'll do the first verse on page 41 and then conclude on page 47.
Lecha lecha dodi, ligrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, ligrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Shamor vezachor bedibor echad, Yishmi'anu el ha'meyuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, l'shem u'tiveret v'liti la 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 la, lecha dodi, ligrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, ligrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Boi veshalom ater bala, gam besimcha uvetzola, toch emunei am segula. Boi chala lecha lecha dodi, ligrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, ligrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela.
Having greeted Shabbat, we should take a moment to greet one another and be so happy to be with one another, seeing one another's faces, our beloved community, both human and furry, I think I see in a few places. So let us take the opportunity to each sing Hine Matov, how good it is to be together, while Charles plays for us. I invite you to sing from your places. As we have come together, we've greeted Shabbat and one another, we turn to our declaration of our faith of the oneness of God and the hope for the oneness of our people with Shema on page 65 and concluding on page 73.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבביך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Now turn to Mi Chamocha, a prayer which quotes this very week's Torah portion. When we say, who is like you, Adonai, who is like you, God, who can bring us out of Egypt and bring us into freedom and bring us together. We turn to page 79 for Mi Chamocha.
Lay 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 la 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 lay 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 la 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 lay ya lay 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 la 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 lay ya la lay lay la 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 lay. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nehedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef eleh, nora tehilot osef eleh. מלכותך ובניך, בוקי הים לפני משה ומרים, זה אלינו ואמרו, זה אלינו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. יאי לי לי לה 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 לה, יאי לי 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 לה 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 לה, יא לי לה לי לי לה 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 לה, יאי לי 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 לה 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 לה. ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני Kahal Yisrael.
Turn to a moment of celebrating the biblical verses calling for Shabbat. And at this point, I would like to invite David to unmute and to read for us the translation of the Veshamru on page 84.
Let Israel's descendants keep Shabbat. Make Shabbat throughout all their generations as an eternal bond. Between me and Israel's descendants shall it be a sign eternal. For in 6 days the fashion of all made skies and earth, and on the 7th day God ceased and drew a breath of rest.
Just as God drew a breath of rest to bring us Shabbat, we also recognize the need for many, many breaths of healing. So we take this moment to offer some healing prayers. We say, God of our ancestors, as you have cared for the children of Israel, we ask you to care for our beloved community members who are in need of healing. This week as a community, we think of Jim Fleischer, Shirley Steinman, Ron Safran, Liam Samulian, Cassie Goldstein, Aaron Linderman, Rick Malecki, Lisa Sachs, Bonnie Kaplan, Elaine Safran, Larry Baker, Sue Baker, Roger Lord, Scott Grant, Jackie Cohen, Dr. Doug Packer, Eleanor Gelman, Paul Siegel, Levy and Laney Chishlom, Toby Miller, Shoshana Batmasha, Stephen Sklar, Martha Patrikoff, Brian Doner, Amy Pausek, Jody Satsmarie, Emily Mayer, Steve Doherty, Svetlana Kisluk, Angela Fry, Mickey Kaur, Dan Linderman, Don Fisher, Gail Halperin, Howard and Nora Bernstein, Amy Maurer Martin, Leica Batriva, and Lori Lorinsky. And I invite, as I see some already doing, while we sing the Misha Barach prayer and hear it played, I invite any who are comfortable to add any other names you are holding into the chat.
Misha Barach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength who blessed the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misha Barach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Say, dear God, for all those mentioned aloud and in the chat, and all those names whom we held even closer, please be with them in their times of sickness and suffering. Treat them with compassion, guard them safely through danger, and lend them a portion of your strength. Let us say Amen.
Amen. And as we have prayed for healing for loved ones who are ill, we turn to a moment of silent prayer, a moment of personal introspection and spiritual healing. And because this past week we observed Tu B'Shvat, the new year of trees, perhaps we can devote these moments to reflect on our connection with the world of nature. And Jackie has posted there a reflection written by Rabbi Sandy on the significance of Tu B'Shvat, the importance of trees in our tradition, and a very beautiful midrash, a rabbinic tradition that we recently learned, that she recently learned, actually has been reproduced in real life. So we hope that you can read that, and if you would like to make that the focus of your silent prayer meditation, please do so, or you may turn to the words of tradition. So we pause for a few moments of silent reflection as we connect with our inner selves, with God, and with the world of nature. Now we invite our bar mitzvah, David Simpson, to close this moment with the reflection, the traditional prayer that concludes the Amidah, page 106.
Dear God, protect my tongue from evil, and may my lips from telling lies. May I turn away from evil and do what is good in your sight. Let me be counted among those who seek peace. May my words of prayer and my heart's meditation be seen favorably. Beloved one, my rock and my redeemer, may the one who creates harmony above make peace for us and for all Israel, and for all who dwell on earth. And say Amen.
Amen. Thank you, David. And we're going to continue for a moment with the theme of the tree and Tu B'Shvat, and we'll ask Jackie to post the other sheet, where we have collected various sources, biblical and rabbinic, that speak about the significance of the tree in Jewish tradition. And in a few moments, after we transition back to the liturgy, Cantor Melissa is going to be singing the words of the third selection there from the prophet Micah. They shall sit, every man, every person, under their vine and fig tree, and none shall make them afraid. For the eternal God has spoken. Our biblical tradition and our rabbinic tradition are filled with references to fruitfulness, to the tree. Every Shabbat during the Kabbalat Shabbat traditional service, we recite the words which are the second entry there. The righteous bloom like a date palm and thrive like a cedar in Lebanon. You recognize those words. Tzadik katamar yifrach ke'erez balbanon yisgeh. And the rabbinic tradition places such emphasis on the tree as a symbol of nature, as a symbol of our own rootedness and connection to the world of which we are an integral part. The rabbis teach at the bottom of the page, third to last paragraph, if you are planting a tree and you are told that the Messiah has arrived, you should first finish planting your tree and then go see if the Messiah has arrived. We have to complete our work on this earth. We have to do the things that need to be done to bring about redemption, because redemption will not come by itself. And then as we return the Torah scroll to the ark, we sing words from the book of Proverbs that you are all familiar with. Eitz Hayim Hi. It is a tree of life to those that hold fast unto it. And all who uphold it are blessed. Its ways are pleasant, and all its paths lead to peace. The Torah itself is compared in the Jewish tradition to a tree that roots us and from which branches and foliage and fruit are born. And we are part of that eternal tree of our tradition. It is a tree of life. Each of the rollers of the Torah scroll is referred to in the Jewish tradition as an Eitz Hayim, a tree of life. So let us be rooted in our tree of life. And as we're about to sing the closing words of this meditation, both verses from Micah and the Proverbs that we just read, sit under their vine and fig tree, and it is a tree of life. We take this opportunity to extend to Rabbi Sandy a happy birthday as she completes one more year of fruitfulness in her tree of life. So happy birthday, Sandy.
Thank you, Dennis, and thank everybody for the good wishes.
Let us turn to Cantor Melissa singing Vayashvu Ish and Eitz Hayim. Thank you, Cantor. Our Torah, our tradition is a tree of life that yields fruit and connects us through its rootedness with those who gave fruit before us. And now we turn to the remembrance of those for whom we mourn. On this Shabbat, we honor the memory of Jack Cohen and extend condolences to Eleanor Gelman and family on the death of her beloved brother. We remember Shirley Redder Apperson, Gertrude Siegel Bach, Michael Battler, and Stephen Shore. And we honor, as we do every Shabbat, the memories of those who have died as a result of the pandemic we face as a nation and as a world community. In loving testimony to the faith that links the generations, those who mourn and all who remember, please rise to sanctify God's name in the words of the Kaddish. Yitkadal ve'yitkadash shemei Rabbah. Be'olma divra kir'ute ve'yamlich malchute. V'chayechon u'vyomechon v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agala u'vizman kariv ve'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'le'olmei olmaya. Yitbarach ve'yishtabach ve'yitpa'ar ve'yitroman ve'yitnaseh. Ve'yithadar ve'yitale ve'yithalal shemei dekudsha berichu. Le'ela min kol birchata ve'shirata tushbechata ve'nechemata da'amiran ve'alma ve'imru amen. Yehei shlamar Rabbah min shemaya ve'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Ose shalom mibramav u'yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru amen. May God, the source of peace, grant comfort to all who are bereaved, peace to Israel and to all humanity. And let us say, Amen. You may be seated. And it is my pleasure at this point to invite Cindy Harp, who joins us as an officer of the congregation, to extend greetings and to make some announcements.
Aha. On behalf of the Board of Directors, I'd like to welcome you to Shabbat services, as well as the beginning of David Simpson's Bar Mitzvah weekend, and of course, Rabbi Sandy's birthday. Just a couple of quick announcements. Mazal Tov to our Bar Mitzvah, David Simpson. He's the son of Jennifer and Michael Simpson, grandson of Lori Lorinsky and Danya Simpson. David, it was a pleasure to have you in my 5th grade. I'm sure you're going to be wonderful tomorrow morning. I kind of knew that you would be as soon as you were the cantor in our 5th grade mock wedding. So Mazal Tov tomorrow, and congratulations to your family. So please tune in tomorrow morning at 9:30 for Rabbi Jenny's Torah Talk. Our Shabbat services tomorrow and David's Bar Mitzvah celebration begin at 10 via live stream. And then please join us on Monday, February 1st at 7:30 for our next Cocktail Judaism program, The Spirituality of Laughter. Rabbi Dennis is hosting a night of laughs and Jewish humor, and unnecessarily providing an additional comedian, Rabbi Bob Alper. Thank you for joining us this evening for services. You know, I finally got to the point where I can remember to ask everyone to join us in the Smulyan boardroom for our oneg, and now there's nobody there. Maybe Willie. Thank you and Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Cindy. And I want to thank David for his beautiful participation in services tonight. David, you have grown. I think you're as tall as your dad right now. I saw that you're taller than your mom. I haven't seen the comparison there yet, but you're going to be getting there very soon. Next time we see you in person, right?
Not that long.
You have a wonderful, deep, strong voice. It's great to hear you lead parts of the service tonight, and we wish you a mazel tov as you continue with the service tomorrow. I do want to invite you all to join us for the Cocktail Judaism on Monday. Rabbi Bob Alper, who's a dear friend, is a very funny rabbi. Truly, I'm totally amateur compared to what he does with words and with stories. So please join us. You can bring a glass of wine, you can bring a beer, or you can drink just coffee and tea and water and enjoy our cocktail Judaism. Thank you all for joining us this Shabbat evening. We're going to close the service with the theme of Shabbat Shira as the cantor sings for us Miriam's song, based again on the passage that is read from the Torah tomorrow. Exodus 15, Miriam leads the Israelites singing in thanksgiving for the gift of freedom.
Rabbi, do you think that Miriam was the first chazan, that she was the first cantor? She got everyone to sing at the sea.
Absolutely. She had a tambourine. Where's your tambourine, cantor?
It's in my office.
Okay. So let's all tambourine to the cantor as she sings Miriam's song.
Okay. You can all dance too, because she got them singing, she got them dancing and tambourining and everything. So let's hear everybody singing and dancing. And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women dance and dance the whole night long. When Miriam stood upon the shores and gazed across the sea, the wonder of this miracle she soon came to believe. Whoever thought the sea would part with an outstretched hand, and we would pass to freedom and march the promised land. And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women dance and dance the whole night long. And Miriam the prophet took her timbrel in her hand, and all the women followed her just as she had planned. And Miriam raised her voice in song, she sang with praise and might. We've just lived through a miracle, we're going to dance all night. And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women dance the whole night long. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom.
David, wave Shabbat Shalom to everybody. Thank you, Simpsons, and thank you all for joining us tonight. And we'll see you soon.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Corey, your hair looks great.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom.
Happy birthday, Rabbi Sandy.
Happy birthday, Rabbi Sandy.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Rabbi Sandy.
Happy birthday. Raise your hand.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shalom, y'all.
Thanks, Charles.
Shabbat shalom.
Thanks, Jackie. Thanks, Sherry.
Oh, there she is.
Everybody get in who wanted to get in? Good.
Yeah. Yes, Dan, most of my songs tonight were in her memory, in her honor.
Thank you.
Debbie Friedman's yard site. That's
Yeah, uh-huh.
Evening's yurt site. We should have noted
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, well, there was a lot going on, so. Tu B'Shvat, Bar Mitzvah.
So Cantor, Moses is referred to as Moshe Rabbeinu. He was the first rabbi. So
Right.
Miriam was the first Hazan,
Covenant.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, Miriam Hakazan.
Miriam Chazan.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I know, but only nowadays would anyone be willing to admit that and right?
So retroactively, we will invest.
I mean, they were right. They're all exhausted, and she's like, "Come on, everybody, we got to do la la la's." Typical Cantor, right? Making everyone sing when they don't want to.
So tired.
Sorry.
To be fair, nobody called Moshe Rabbi to his face,
True.
but that came later also, so why not?
Yeah.
Panim el panim.
There. That's right.
Who is mentioned more times in the Bible than anybody else after Moses?
Joseph.
David.
After Moses?
In the whole Bible.
David.
I'm sorry, in the whole Bible,
David.
not just in the Torah.
Yeah,
There is
David.
more space attributed to David in the Bible than any other person after Moses.
Yeah.
Ah,
I'm sorry, who are the
And he's
most stories written about?
afterwards.
Afterwards,
Afterwards.
not in the Bible.
Yeah.
Elijah.
Oh, that's interesting.
This is Jewish trivia. Okay, going.
This is the after Shabbos party, you know?
I like it.
This is the Oneg.
Yeah.
Right
The
here.
Oneg.
Right here.
I love it. All right. Shabbat shalom. See you
I'll
in
drink
the
to that.
Everybody,
Bye.
Shabbat
Thank
shalom.
you all.
get some sleep, David.
Bye,
Let's go
David.
first.
Great job.
Bye-bye.